Howdy ho folks, we've just crossed a huge subscriber mark, so I figured today I'd bring you a quick top 10 list of the greatest movies of all time to say thanks. Fun fact, I actually went to school for film, so I'd say I'm kinda familiar with the medium. I even got a BFA while I was there. It's kinda like a Bachelor of Arts, but it's got an F in it, which stands for, frickin'. That being said, this list is obviously subjective, as there is no way to objectively rank art, and with all that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and jump right into this factual list of the greatest movies ever made with number 10, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Yes, that's right, we're kicking this off with a nostalgic gem right here. Not only did it inspire J.K. Rowling to make a book to go along with the film, it obviously launched the Harry Potter world into the franchise or cinematic universe or whatever it is that we know it as today. But speaking of that franchise, that leads into number 9, Harry Potter 2 and His Chamber of Secrets. That's right, following the success of the first film, they went right into making the sequel, an even bigger and more ambitious story this time. The only thing holding this one back from being higher in the list is the video game. Speaking of video games though, number 8, The Hunger Games. Only the first one, because the others were just doo-doo, and the first one spawned the Minecraft Hunger Games craze that still affects the gaming landscape today. Just look at games like Warzone and Fortnite that clearly take inspiration from Minecraft Hunger Games, which, as I've already mentioned, would not exist without this film. So clearly top 10 material. Number 7, Star Wars. All of them except The Last Jedi. Other than that, straight classics. Number 6, Harry Potter's, the rest of them. From the third film onwards, it really just elevated the franchise to legendary heights with its storytelling and lovable characters like Dobby. Individually, it's impossible to rank them all, so I think they shall share the number 6 spot pretty comfortably. Number 5, Avatar. M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar adaptation was an absolute disaster. Fortunately, James Cameron made another adaptation, and it was still trash, but this one made a metric heck ton of money, so it's a huge indicator of quality. Unfortunately, I'm not a personal fan of the changes made to the original series, so I cannot rank this one any higher. Fingers crossed that the supposed next 4 are much closer to the source material. Number 4 is a tie between Citizen Kane and He's All That, the Addison Rae Netflix movie. Let me explain this one. Firstly, we got a bit of a retro pick here with Citizen Kane, as many people today have never even seen it. It's definitely not my favorite film either, but if there's one thing I learned in film school, it's that you have to include this film somewhere in your top 5 films of all time for any sort of credibility. So here we go. And then of course, with He's All That, I mean, come on, it's He's All That. It could arguably go above Citizen Kane, but we only have so many spots available here, so let's just move on. Number 3, Marvel, the entire franchise. Yes, cracking its way into the top 3, we have the entire Marvel franchise of films, even the ones that aren't released yet. As I already mentioned, money is clearly a huge indicator of quality, and if we apply that principle to the Marvel franchise, we see, well, that's kind of all they do. No matter how bland, boring, uninventive, safe, or generic any one Marvel film is, it's okay because the franchise as a whole will pick up its slack. This franchise will continue to entertain millions, make billions, and solidify Disney's monopoly status for years to come. Take that, Martin Scorsese. And with that, number 2, Martin Scorsese. Right above the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have a very similar situation to Citizen Kane, where if you want any credibility, you have to hold Martin Scorsese films in the highest of regards. Yes, no matter how many sittings it took you to watch The Irishman all the way through, it's the best film you watched that year, don't argue with me. I don't really have one of his films in mind for this spot, so let's just say, Hugo. Or Shark Tale. Honorable mentions. Before we move on to the number 1 spot, I want to throw a couple honorable mentions out there that didn't quite make the cut. And those mentions are 2001: A Space Odyssey, Lawrence of Arabia, The Shawshank Redemption, Chinatown, The Big Lebowski, Seven Samurai, The Godfather, Casablanca, The Godfather 2, Shrek, Apocalypse Now, Shrek 2, Vertigo, Scarface, A Clockwork Orange, Chungking Express, Garfield the Movie, Shrek the Third, Alien, Aliens, Ben-Hur, Gladiator, Parasite, and many, many more that will always be near and dear to our hearts but just couldn't quite fit into this top 10. And with that out of the way, let's move on to what you've all been waiting for. Number 1. The number 1 movie of all time is technically another tie. It's Paddington 1 and 2. Not much explanation needed here. It's lonely at the top, but the Paddington movies will always come for you. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this list and leave your own if you feel like it. I enjoy seeing others' choices. Just remember, it's okay to be wrong. Shout out to all my new subscribers as we've just crossed a monumental number of 69, which is just crazy. We're on our way to 100, triple digits, baby. So subscribe to join Frog Gang if you're new. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.